What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have the profile of Megacolonies. Now if you guys don't know, Tachikaze's recently just got more support from the Raging Tactics, and right now at the moment we have Paul from our team Gradelock breaking down his build for us, explaining what's the new support, explaining how good the new support is for Megas, and showing us exactly what does his build do. Take it away, Paul.
Alright guys, so as you guys already know, Megacolony is a protect deck. We finally got our wave 2 after who knows how long. And yeah, so I've been playing, this is my main clan, it's the only clan I really play. I've been playtesting this deck exclusively, non-stop for the past week or so, 2 weeks even. So yeah, I'm just going to give you guys my breakdown of my deck, a little bit of strategy. Nothing to bore you guys. So one thing I'd like to note is this clan does use Protect 1 and Protect 2. A lot of people do bash on Protect 2. Other people really like it. I've been in scenarios where Protect 2 has been extremely successful for me, especially against like Excel clans that aren't Eradicators, Narukami. Because again, you do need to PG their Vanguard. So you got your Protect 1, Protect 2, very standard. This is the starter. Unfortunately, we weren't given a new starter, but I love machining Worker Ant regardless. You guys should know what these do by now. So I'm gonna start with the triggers actually, because I play a really interesting crit lineup. I play 4 crits. 2 of these. So I play 6 crits, 6 draws, and 4 heals. Here are my draws. Of course, I play the PG draws as well. The Megacolony has become a combo deck rather than being a control deck. So while it does have this aspect of control to it, it's mainly a combo deck, so you want to see multiple pieces. And you do have a couple discarding costs. So discarding the 5k here is really nice. You want to guard with this over guarding with an important grade 2 because your grade 2s are pivotal in the deck. So again, the 6 crit 6 draw is how I like to play the deck. Then you got 4 heals, obviously 20k shield, and healing is never a bad thing. With my ones, you got 4 machining hornet. That was a double rare from our first wave of support. Still seeing play. On hit, Van Rear, whether it's boosting an attack or attacking itself to a Vanguard. Successful hit, you get to check top 6 for a grade 3. If you got the grade 3 and this is on Rearguard Circle, you soul charge this and add it to your hand. Otherwise, if this is on Vanguard Circle, you literally just get a free +1. Hit if you hit the grade 3 search. I've whiffed on this. I do play 11 grade 3s in the deck, so more likely than not I don't whiff, but again, that's on a good day. Then you got 3 copies of Brawny Jerk. I wasn't playing Brawny Jerk prior. I was playing a little more countercharge in the deck. I switched to Brawny Jerk against Protect clans, where honestly your win con kind of turns to be decking them out, and this gives you one more outlet to mill your opponent's cards from the top of the deck. We got a lot of new tools and kind of a little mini mill package where you take the top card of your opponent's library, or deck rather, and you send them right to the graveyard. I'm using turns for multiple card games. I run a card store. You guys got to forgive me. Soul Blast on place to get +6. Your opponent takes the top card of their deck, sends it to the drop zone. If that card is a grade 1 or higher, you soul charge, you refund it. And then when this card boosts a unit that's attacking a grade 3, you discard a card from your hand to force your opponent to discard a card from their hand. So that's that discard cost that I brought up a little earlier. 4 copies of another returning card, Small Captain Butterfly Officer. This card's actually pivotal, and it's like probably the most important card in the deck. I can see people playing 3, but honestly this card's so important. On place, you rest it to give a unit +10. At the end of the turn, whether that unit's still on the board or not, you get to countercharge 1, and if the card is still on the board, you soul charge it. So it fulfills 2 conditions: you soul charge and you countercharge, and you give +10. And because it rests itself and it's a 6k body, it's also really good fodder to be soul charged itself for other cards that you're going to see in the deck. So this is just a key combo piece. So it's 11 grade 1s. Onto our grade 2s, 4 Machining Mantis, another returning from our set 1 wave. Kind of like Machining Hornet, but not as good. On place or ride, Counterblast 1, check top 6 for a grade 3. He gets +6, and whether you get it or not, he gets the 6. If you don't get the 3, that's just Counterblast 1, get +6. If you do get the grade 3, well then you're in Joytown. You kind of have this mentality that because you have a grade 1 that searches 3s and a grade 2 that searches 3s, if you're really fishing for combo pieces, you can even throw away like a dead grade 3 that I'm going to show you guys in a bit. you could throw it away because on ride you have another chance to dig for a 3 along with your drive checks. So you, again, like this is a combo deck and you want to draw your combo pieces through draw triggers, or you want to search them, albeit your Mantising or Hornet combo. So this is our new Beat Stick, a Spear Attack Mutant Megalara Lancer. It's a 9k grade 2 intercept. Auto, it gets plus 2k when it declares battle, I believe. When it attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 2 till the end of that battle for every rear guard your opponent has at rest. Wish it said unit. I wish it counted your opponent's Vanguard, but best case scenario, your opponent has 5 rested rear guards. If they're Excel 6, 7, it could get really big for free. Can't complain. And then it has, when it attacks, you may put a rear guard into your soul, and your opponent cannot intercept until end of turn. So again, that's what I was referring to with this grade 1. You do this, tuck this in the soul, you shut off intercepts till end of turn. You get the soul charge 1. It's the main use of this card is honestly the soul charge and the fact that it's just a free beater that doesn't really have any counterblast cost because the deck eats through counterblast. I play 3 Water Gang. This is kind of controversial. Some builds play something like this. Some builds don't. They prefer to use the newer support. Water Gang is when it stands, and it has to stand. It can't be standing in your untap step, and then you do the skill. Like you have to physically untap it. You counterblast 1, shove it into the soul. You got to draw 2 cards. So this recurring theme of like searching the 3s, playing additional draw triggers, drawing 2 from Water Gang to make sure you have your combo pieces so you can keep playing through the game and keep oppressing your opponent. This is really good because it soul charges itself. You have a lot of soul blast costs in the deck, and there are ways you can either just call it on a grade 2 rush, attack. If they don't attack it, and if they do, that's an attack away from your face. If they don't, with the counter blast, it untaps during your untap step, and you get to draw 2 cards. Really, really good. So then we're gonna go to our grade 3. So it's 11 1s, 11 2s, 11 3s. So this was originally from the good old days of Vanguard. It is a returning break ride. This is Unrivaled Blade Rogue Cyclomatooth. This guy was, and forever will be, my favorite unit in all of Megacolony. With special place in my heart with Optyrannus and the new guy, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. Essentially, when it attacks a Vanguard, Van or rear guard, you counterblast 1, soul blast 1. You mill the top card of your opponent's deck, and it gets plus 10. If the card that your opponent mills is a grade 1 or higher, this gets an additional crit. So you can have it on Van, on rears for crit pressure. It's another reason why I'm okay with playing 6 crits, because this guy can acquire extra criticals to help push in damage to make up for the lack of the 2 missing crits in the deck. When you ride on top of him, your opponent has to choose a card from their hand and discard it. So we rip a card out of my opponent's hand, and for each of its grades, the Vanguard that rode over this card gets 5k for each of those grades. So if your opponent doesn't want a big attack coming at them, they have to discard a grade 0, which is 15k shield, or 20k shield if it's a heal. Or even a protect gift. But these are all, it's free. You just have to ride on top of him. You get the protect marker from the card that you ride over him, and then you get to rip a card out of your opponent's hand. It's just free. Next is my tech choice. I play 3 Machining Stag Beetles. Machining Stag Beetle I really like a lot because you only really need to use them once, maybe twice. Then you end up just pitching them for costs towards the end of the game. Early game, you call it, you get 2 cards from your soul at rest. It's okay that they're at rest because the next turn when they untap, they're free rear guards. You call this out at rest. Next turn, you call it behind your Vanguard. Next turn, untaps, countercharge, counterblast 1, draw 2. You can call just this to re-trigger its its on-play skill. Recall these to make your opponent mill another card from top of their deck. Mill these, keep them on standby as they are at rest for the next turn. It's just free rear guards, and you can soul charge it when it's done with its play with him. So you attack, soul charge, put him in the soul, and then you have the cost for the next unit that I'm going to show you guys. So I just really like it because we're drawing our cards. we're not always guaranteed to have combo pieces. So if we don't have those combo pieces, we grab the 2 pieces that we rode earlier in the game. So this guarantees that we have a board presence, and it's just a really nice utility card. If you're forced to ride it, again, it has at least a protect marker, and it gains the power for the 2 cards that it called at rest if it's on Vanguard Circle. If it's on Rearguard Circle, it just calls the 2 units out at rest from your soul, and it does not gain any power. But yeah, I think this card's really amazing. And then really star of the show, True Demonic Rifle Rogue Gun and Colio. So this is our new VR. This card's like absolutely insane. It's free. It's the best I could say. On ride, it gets plus 5k and an extra drive check. So it's literally a free triple drive. Then your opponent has to mill the top card of their library, of their deck, to their drop zone. If it's a grade 3 or greater, he gets an additional 10 and an additional drive check. So all you literally have to do for a drive check and plus 15 is ride the card. I mean, if your opponent mills the 3, it denies them their ride for the next turn or combo piece. He gets a quad drive, and you just turn him sideways. You don't have to counter blast, you don't have to soul blast. Then once per turn, act skill, you can soul blast the grade 3. That's what I was talking about with pitching this guy for cost from the soul. Put the top card of your opponent's deck into the drop zone. Then your opponent cannot call the same grade as that card from his or her hand until end of turn. So act skill, we soul blast a 3. Let's say your opponent mills a 0 from the top card of their deck. For the rest of the turn, they can't guard with 0s from their hand. It's insane. Like I've stolen games. I am at a really bad spot. I form a decent board, but I catch my opponent with 6 0s in their hand, and I mill a 0 from the top of their deck, and they can't guard my attacks. Even if you hit a 1 or a 2, it's still cards that you're denying them guard, and you're milling their library. So you're eating through their deck, and there are times, especially against Dark Irregulars, especially against Grand Blue, where you just rip through their deck, and whether you can kill them or not, it doesn't matter because your opponent's deck becomes a clock. It's also just really good against Tachis because they keep gauging from the top of their deck, and if you can survive their onslaught, you can deck them out. So again, this really gives the deck the pressure the deck needed, along with the other tools that we got in the set itself. So again, I've been playtesting with this deck exclusively. This is my main clan, as I said. There's a lot of builds I've been trying. I've been trying the machining build. I really like it a lot, but I do feel like this is the superior build. I've been trying other builds. Again, like if you guys have your own builds out there, I highly recommend you pursue using those builds, because all the builds that have topped in Japan were all different. They all played different units. They played a promo that we don't have, unfortunately, that I would probably play as well. But they all played different. Some people played this, some people didn't. There was a build that topped that didn't even play the break ride. So again, this is just my build, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate the shout out from Team Gradelock, and hope to see you guys in future videos. But anything you got else, Henry?
Nope. Just wanted to add in. So, what do you think? How do you think this deck will deal with the new God Hand, with the new Astral Plane?
So I've played against Genesis with this deck already. I have a friend of mine who has play tested the deck. It does really, really well against Genesis. However, Genesis goes first, and they have that God Hand. God Hand. And they already get the Astral Plane live on their first, and they just trigger sack you. That's just Vanguard. But if you're playing an average game where you see your pieces, your opponent sees their pieces, and you grind it out, the game is in your favor. They don't draw any cards, really. Everything's a 1-for-1, so if they want to use an effect, the card has to get rid of itself to draw the card. The Astral Plane, they have to draw him. They have to draw the level 5. They can search it, sure, but it's not a true search. Again, the fact that you're a Protect clan helps enormously. You PG the quintuple drive if they get a quintuple drive off that guy's skill. Everything that you need to combat that deck is in this deck. You have plenty of draw power, plenty of combo power. They have no retiring, so your cards stick on the board, so you can hold cards in hand to guard instead of calling your units. So against that, I feel like it's really good. Against God Hand, as you guys all know, God Hand's just a separate animal in its own. If they open up broken, like they will eat through your life total. But this deck does have a good push. You have disposable units in the early game that all do something for you. So they all serve a purpose. So like you have these that you could call out early to search your 3s. They're 15k swings. You could swing at their rear guards to deny them resource. You could try to push them to 6 as soon as possible. These you swing with, and then you get to draw 2 cards afterwards. They both cast a counterblast, but God Hand will be giving you plenty of counterblast. Again, it's rough. If they open up bad, then I feel like they lose. If they don't see the front triggers that they so desperately need throughout the game, they lose. God Hand carries a crit, but you're in a protect clan, so luckily you do have the protect markers. But if you choose to do so, you can even choose the protect 2s against them and get powerful intercepts to help you stifle their onslaught of attacks. Kick is a problem, but you can manage their counterblast. If you give them 3 counterblasts and they drop 2 kicks, well, that's on you at that point. You just have to play smart and have to know the matchup. But like God Hand, while it is a threat, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this deck just stomps on it. Again, like Megas are a lot better than where they were, and I do think like they're in a really good spot. I do play the 6 draws. You pray to damage check these draws on defense. You hit defensive triggers. It helps a lot against God Hand. Play Vanguard, hit crits. But yeah, no, that's how I would respond to that.
All right, guys. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to leave a comment down below. I'll make sure Paul responds back to you. If you guys haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe to our channel for more videos such as more deck profiles, more match videos, mark watches, and more. Also hit the bell button because notifications are a good thing. And if you're around the Clifton area, if you're around the Wayne, New Jersey, Patterson, Newark, all that stuff, I recommend to come by our locals in Clifton, New Jersey called Final Turn Gaming. We're having tournaments every Wednesday and every Saturday. In fact, every Wednesday at 7 p.m., every Saturday at 2 p.m. So guys, if you're free on Saturdays and Wednesdays, I highly recommend to come by. And yeah. All right, guys. We will see you guys next time.
Deuces.
Deuces.